I'm looking for 8 to 10 guys who are out there who might like to do what I'm doing. For the last 30 years, I've traveled all over the country and in some parts of the world and taught this class that I've been teaching pretty successfully for over 500 companies and 8,500 plus or minus students in 49 of the 50 states and the Philippines and Australia and Canada, and generally been making a go of it. So given that the world is more electrical now than it ever has been, and I'm approaching retirement in a year, I was hoping to find some guys who might be interested in actually, as I said, doing what I do. It can't just be some guy who just wants to do it. I mean, it's pretty involved. I mean, you got to run a business. You got to make cold calls. You got to take rejection pretty well. You got to have some field experience. You can't just go in cold with a college degree and start talking about all these, wonderful things you've done in the world and all these things that you've seen unless you've been in the world and seen them. I don't think it's something for the faint of heart. You need to be probably somewhere between 25 and 35 and probably unmarried, probably with some heavy equipment experience. Because if you have a certain sense of adventure, if you're always wanted to work for yourself, if you feel like you're a pretty good communicator, a teacher, really, and obviously, and then somebody who is interested in running a business and risking it all by determining your own fate. It's been 30 years for me, and the one thing I can tell you that I absolutely adore and really appreciate about what I do is that I control my calendar, right? I don't owe anybody anything. I don't have to apologize if I want to take a week off, 2 or 3 weeks off. In fact, I'm taking a month off right now, doing some traveling and trying to get caught up with some work. And that's the other thing about it is if you work for yourself, just so you know, you never really are not working, because if the phone rings, you got to take the call. And if someone wants a class, you pretty much got to go, depending upon the situation. So I'm figuring if I get 8 or 10 guys, that would be somewhere between 5 or 6 states for each of you, theoretically. It's all theoretical. Looking at like New England, the Northwest, the Upper Midwest, the Mines, the Southwest, Texas, probably all by itself. The Middle States, Oklahoma and all those in the middle. The industrialized Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the East Coast, and the Southeast. I don't have a formal way of finding you. You can email me through the website, and you can put something in the subject line of, I want to teach, or, electrical training for me, or something, I don't know, whatever makes sense to you. If you do it, and if we do this, you'll have to take my class. It's 5 days. It'll be sometime next year. And I'll go through the entire class, line for line, lesson for lesson, teach you how to build the training boards, give you all the sources for all the materials. I'll even give you guys my full list of companies that I've taught for. And you can kind of figure that out. Because this is not automotive. I'm just going to tell you, 100% of my work has been heavy equipment, heavy trucks, mining, marine, rail, and that's kind of where the money is. That's where the opportunities are. Now with power generation picking up, maybe you could slide into EVs if you think you have some good EV experience. People are asking for that. They're asking for CAN bus. But you'll get a curriculum, you'll get lesson plans, you'll get access to the books at a discount, the Load Pro leads at a discount, which is part of the deal. You'll have to be able to organize the classes, the travel, the hotels, the rental cars. You'll have to be able to do all of that without any help from me. Because if you're going to do it, you're on your own. But if that's something you want to do, figure out where my email address is, figure out a good subject line. I don't need a resume. It's not the point. What I'll probably do is just decide when and where I'm going to host this class and figure out how many folks want it and kind of let the chips fall where they may. I would just really hate for everything I've done in the last 35, 40 years to go to waste. So I'm hoping I have a chance to pass along to some folks who might be willing to pass it along to some other folks.